All right. So what we've done here is a true Hoaglandia classic in that we've taken an established good deck in Esper control and we've made it at least 3 cards worse by shoving emergency powers into it for the sake of trying to do something sweet. That being said, the rest of this deck is pretty reasonable, right? Like, I think both Narset and Teferi Time Raveler are excellent cards. The core of Esper control is very reasonable. Notably, I've added a couple of Ugins in here too. Not only is it sweet to have a 6-drop to put into play off emergency powers with the addendum, but I think this card's just like decent in general and good at closing out the game. So let's dive on into some matches here and see if we'll be able to lock our opponent or take all of the cards out of our opponent's hand with emergency power at least once. What's my favorite deck at the moment? Blue-Black Kefnet and Sultai Flash are the 2 decks I've been enjoying the most in the format so far. You can find Blue-Black video and deck list of the Blue-Black Kefnet on my website. The Sultai Flash deck we've not played yet on stream, but there's a deck link in the deck queue. Digitech! Coming in hot with the 12 months of support. Have a sword to go with your shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Would I play other than emergency powers? I don't know. I'd go look at the Star City games open and look what other good players played. Yeah, you can always find all the deck lists that are upcoming in the deck queue on my website. I watch bits of Richmond off and on all weekend, yeah. I don't really see the appeal of the finale. I'm not sure what problem this archetype has that playing that card solves.
Mind.
So,
I won't forget our time.
One of the things that's a little bit unfortunate here is that we've queued into aggro, and this is probably a card I just have to cut against aggro. We're probably just going to be Sultai control against aggressive decks post-board. That's aggressive. It might be right to Thought Erasure here and like try and clear a 5, but Teferi on empty board's kind of hard to pass up. It honestly might have been right to not take this and just take, like, the other Narset. Want my last Guy's Wrath, want my Mortify, want my Despark. Do I want Moment of Craving in this matchup? I don't think so. I definitely want my Cruelties. I probably don't mind trimming a couple of Narsets because they're pretty aggressive, though the impulse aspect is good. I have mixed feelings on Lyra against Gruul. She's like a fine blocker, but a lot of these Gruul players tend to leave in Collision Colossus post-board against you, which makes her a lot worse. Like, playing her out and just getting her shot down by Vivian or something like that is not good. I think I'm just going to try this. I called it Bant Box because Bant Box is marginally more polite than Bant Pile of Magic cards.
Let's slow this down. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
It might be right to wait on the Teferi until I get to a point where I can, like, discard the Cindervines right away. Yeah, Bant Tradebinder, exactly. So now the question is, do I want to burn my Kaya's Wrath on this Scavenger? I guess I can end step Wrath, huh?
I've got it.
Yeah, let's just do that. Because they're gonna... I don't think I care about the Teferi, right? Do I care about the Teferi? I don't think I do. I think I just want to clear their board here. Because if I end step Wrath, I can untap and draw a land and play Teferi Hero of Dominaria.
We will meet again.
It depends, Funk Order. It's another one of those instances of this isn't you always do this or never do this type situation. It's going to depend on what matchup you're playing. It's going to depend on what cards are in your hand. It's going to depend on how many cards are in theirs. It depends on, like, what does the board state look like. That's unfortunate. That's right. We're still in an okay spot here. The Cindervines is, like, kind of annoying, but they don't have a lot else going on here. Esper and Mistland drops, exactly. Did they draw another threat? Hey, Zazzy, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
Oh, have at it, boys.
Just Esper things.
I'm known for my excellent timing. No time for a break.
VSQ is a stream sponsor. Added them this week. Thanks for taking the time to plus your Domri. Yeah, probably still did AGH. But again, like, I'd encourage people to, like, not spend effort worrying about things they can't control. So, like, make your plays that give you the best possible chance to win. When you're in a... The easiest way to give up win percentages is, like, to admit defeat before you're actually done. When you still have outs to play to your outs. There's gonna be cards you can't beat. And that's just like how life and Magic goes. There's gonna be times where you mulligan the 4-land, no double blue hand into the no land 6, into the I guess we keep this 7 or 5. Do you have permission to play their music on stream? I do not. The TLDR is that licensing music to play on the internet is an incredibly complicated process. See, I disagree. Damn it! Ah, Arena! God, there's nothing like being down a game because of Magic, and then being further behind because Magic Arena still can't fix this bug. Oh, that's frustrating. So again, you should be able to put a stop on your opponent's main phase there to kill this before it makes a token. So they now have a 1-1, and I've taken multiple points of damage from it when I should not have, because Arena's been bugged like that since its inception. That's fine, we're probably losing anyways, I guess. Hey, look at that! If they didn't have this 1-1, they couldn't kill my Teferi on board.
I'm not done yet.
Alright, sweet. We drew the thing. God bless. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Now this Teferi is under way more pressure than he otherwise would be because they have this 1-1. So like, if they have a Spellbreaker here, I'm in a much worse spot.
Games.
No more games.
Let's skip to the good part. I am not going to see
Alright, well, my Mobilized District is suddenly very cheap to activate. Why not bounce the token instead of mine? Say I have a Mobilized District. Why do I care about this token? I have a Moment of Craving. What's the compelling reason to care about this token? Yeah, I agree. District is good with 1 walker out, and it gets better with 2. Oh, look at that! They didn't realize I have a card. Alright, and suddenly like that, we're ahead, even though we mulled to 5 in Arena Bugs. Gosh, I have instant speed Wrath next turn too. That's exciting. This Mobilized District costs 1 to activate.
I have practiced against meditation.
That's more like it.
Meditate and prepare.
Land does have Vigilance. Yes, it does. Coffees for closers. District is... I agree, Zach. Your assessment last week of this card being very good is super accurate. Cindervine's looking pretty underwhelming here. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. Was it the? I saw you retweet a blue-white deck. Yeah, I don't usually bring this card in against Esper unless I see like a bunch of enchantments other than Search. Hornendauber.
skip to the good part.
All right. Who's ready for a little draw step thought erasure?
For this.
Oh. 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 Who doesn't love a little free mobilized district?
Might be a bad idea.
This district is super mobile, chat. This district is super mobile.
When you understand reality, secrets manifest before.
Should we be playing? Playing this game makes me think this deck should just have 27 lands in it and 2 mobilized districts. Are we the bad guys? Yep. Yeah, there's only 1 district in our deck. I don't really want to throw away my mobilized district. I'm going to take an extra damage here. I think I probably need to finally deal with these Cinder Vines. We're getting a little bit too close to 0 for comfort.
I can create or destroy.
Hold that thought. Here goes nothing.
Actually, I just like Kaya's Wrath on their turn, right? Oh, I'm gonna mortify this though. Yeah, I'm on Teferi ult at the moment. Get my man, Mutavault, eat your heart out, huh? This card's like everything Mutavault wishes it could be. Mutavault's like, but Jeff, I do 2 damage for 2 mana. Mobilized District's like, dog, I do 3 damage for nothing. Alright. So sorry to just be Esper control there. Hopefully we get some mid-ranger control or like Nexus matchups where we can emergency powers them, but emergency powers is not good against aggro, so we have to board it out there. Yeah, and vigilance. The and vigilance is quite absurd. Yesterday, my opponent said to me, that's a worse Mutavault. Yep. Not quite. Missing a second blue. Hopefully Erasure or Azcanta will help us get that. So, I guess... So do I stick Search? I think I just stick Search against Grixis. If they deploy a Thief, I have Scorn to kill it.
I train ever thoughtfulness before action.
This is bearable Esper control because we have Wincons. Fair. Fair. I did manage to put some win conditions in our deck. Huh? I feel like I don't currently mind getting punched in the face by a Thought Erasure. It's probably Nicol Bolas, right? Because he kills our planeswalkers. As much as I would like to have another Thought Erasure, I think hitting a 4th land is more important here. Bidding Tyrant Scorn to this this 4/4. Need an untapped land that makes a colored mana here. I guess Island and Mobilized District don't cast Kaya's Wrath here. One can stay right there. So if they Thought Erasure me next turn, I still get to like Narset or Teferi the following turn. Notably, they're missing a third blue here, so they can't Narset the second and Thought Erasure me. Choose one or the other. And with them taking a card out of my hand here, if I bin whatever's on top of my deck, I guaranteed flip the search. So I have Teferi guaranteed next turn if they don't take him. They took my Contempt. Okay, so they think they can overpower my Planeswalkers with their Liliana as their plan here. They have like Thief of Sanity here. I could be in trouble. Just Discovery. That's fine. So binning most things here other than like Mobilized District. I could Narset to dig to Thought Erasure, but I've already played 2 of those, so I think I just do this. I'm like, I'm a land short of playing Narset and, oh.
You'll thank me later.
Oh, I guess this doesn't draw a card, does it? That's awkward. Huh. Yikes. Alright, well.
We need to move quickly.
I think I still just plus. I think my line's probably still good here. It's not good against that. And I do think the one real strength to Grixis is it's very good against Esper. I think we are a pretty big dog in matchups like this.
There are so many. Keep an open mind.
Sorry I'm late. I'll protect you.
Yeah, the Circle of No is a true classic.
My intellect is without limit.
Call your queen necromancer.
Yeah, the fact that they have a Narset here too means that my emergency powers doesn't really do much. Ugin's a good pickup. I'll take a backup Narset of my own here. I think I just go ahead and plus this.
The fabric of the multiverse.
Maybe it's right. Maybe it's right to downtick, kill Liliana, downtick, bounce the token. Yeah, that's probably better, huh? I was a little bit focused on not being able to draw from the Teferi because of their Narset, but taking their Planeswalkers out is probably ideal. Yeah, I think that's what I should have done. I should have used the Raveler to bounce their 2/2 and used Ugin to kill Liliana.
So generous.
Stupid, but effective.
So their Nicol Bolas can kill my Ugin this turn, unfortunately. Alright. They have another Narset in their hand. I think I want to just kill their Nick here. I guess with a second Nick drawn, I'm actually just going to kill their Liliana. Or second Ugin drawn, sorry. And I am going to go ahead and get rid of one of these.
I got this.
Yeah, they're definitely good stuff, Danon. So now they can kill my Ugin, but then I get to play another Ugin and kill their other planeswalkers. So I think that puts us out ahead. You can't bounce their Narset. It's impressive how many people think. It's impressive how many people think you can bounce planeswalkers with Teferi. I think am I sacking Teferi here? It might be. It might just be Ugin. I think it's just Ugin. I could ditch powers too, I guess. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to ditch powers. I don't know, like the Ugin. The Ugin is. The Ugin's only like gonna make one more 2/2, right? Because I need to down tick the Ugin to kill the Nicol Bolas this turn anyways. Yeah, I agree. Teferi's much good enough without bouncing walkers. Concur with that assessment.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the veil of reality. I have just the trick for this.
What's my favorite deck in Standard right now? Either the blue-black Kefnet deck or the Sultai or the Sultai Flash deck. Oh, that's true. I could have ditched a land because Ugin made Ugin cheaper. That's fair.
With thoughtfulness before action.
They have a land. Oh, they're just taking both my cards. Yep. Oh, I think we're dead.
I've got time.
I guess I've got Azcanta here technically. Be stupid. Checking in for the 3rd month. Welcome back. I appreciate that. Yeah, Mobilized District definitely would have been good on this board. That's true. Protect against what, Doogie? What does keeping a card in my hand do? Like I'm up a Mortify? Like what is the Mortify doing ultimately? How does it help me win the game?
Will resonate throughout the multiverse.
I can see.
How would I have an Ugin pumping out tokens right now?
The schemes to attend witness a moment of my power.
Alright, so I'm looking for a Vraska's Contempt on this. Looking for a Vraska's Contempt.
I know 88 ways in which you hone your prowess.
Yeah, we're finally dead. Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I should have exiled the powers from my hand that turn. I should have exiled the emergency powers from my hand that turn as opposed to whatever it was I ended up getting rid of. This seems reasonable. Yeah, that was game 1. They're always a slog, and Grixis usually wins. I do agree with Tom's assessment that if I would have not exiled my first Ugin, I would have been able to make a token, beat their zombie, and then maybe be in a better spot from there. But the fact that they have, like, Nicol Bolas and Ugin of their own off the top after that means that it probably didn't matter. I mean, to be fair, Emergency Powers was going to Mind Twist both players there. Let's sit down for a bit here, shall we? That hand's great. It needs some lands. We've got some Thought Erasure to help us stick to that. Z Power, thanks for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Maybe Droll, but it would have put another thing in the way, and we would have drawn another card. Like, you're definitely right that it might not have gone perfectly, but it's still a better line than what I ended up doing, which is important to recognize. Legion War Boss, let's get that out of there. Good reason to leave Mortify in. I think the Flash version that Jonathan Hobbs was playing seemed pretty mediocre. We've played things close to that in the past, and like Hero helps it a little bit, but I wasn't a huge fan of the way that list looked. I like the look of the list that top 8 a lot though. I think using Little Vivian to make Frilled Mystic less awkward when you're holding it up is fantastic. We actually had someone add the someone added the top 8 variation to the deck queue already.
Right on schedule.
Just gonna draw a card with this right away because I do have this Bedevil. Just want to like get this onto the board and like draw a card with it. You know, it's worth noting, I mentioned earlier that Grixis tends to be very reasonable against Esper decks like what we're playing, but the fact that our specific build of Esper here doesn't, or has four, what's it called in the main? Has four Narset in the main actually changes that dynamic a little bit. So to get a draw step Thought Erasure here, for those not familiar, you click on this beginning stop here, and it gives you stops in there. There are other parts. I'm actually going to bin this land just because I want to aggressively work towards flipping my Azcanta. And if they're going to duress me here, this actually puts card 6 in my graveyard, and then Azcanta can flip next turn.
Don't worry, I got this.
Drax, thanks for the biddies. Be happy to get that pumped up. I am not able to use VSQ music on my stream, from my understanding. Copyright laws, especially regarding streaming music, is very messy, to say the least. All right, we are solidly ahead at this point, obviously. Sure.
Meditate and prepare.
Here goes nothing.
So it's meant for private use and not streaming. Well, I mean, music in general can be licensed in a variety of ways. My agreement with them does not include streaming. It's promotional stuff for their thing. Usually the license for how you're able to broadcast the music depends on the service through which you're using to get that music. So like services like Apple Music and Pandora and Spotify, like the various things that you see at that VSQ link, none of those are licensed in a way that you're able to stream them over the internet like a lot of people do. When you see people like having a Spotify playlist going and you're tuning into their stream, they're technically breaking their Twitch partner agreement. And they're breaking the law in some places, depending on how the music is licensed.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Yeah, we could down tick Teferi to try and hit land drops. I don't know. This is probably a most roads lead to Rome type situation. I'm surprised there's an app to sync music so you can stream the same playlist simultaneously. I agree. I think that would be really neat. That is a pretty ideal curve. Discard spell, discard spell. Narset, start generating card advantage. Even if Narset just, like, dies to Bedevil right away, she still drew a card, which is a win for us, ultimately. So, like, they spent a card killing my thing that lets me draw a card. So we come out ahead on this exchange. This is a 2-for-1 in our favor. I don't know what you're referring to, Turkey Sloth. It's funny, the Bedevil on the Teferi is actually a worse exchange for us here than the Bedevil on the what's it called was, the Narset, because Teferi just draws a random card, whereas Narset draws the best one in the top 4. I think I'm just gonna emergency powers next turn.
You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Just like hope to hit a Teferi or an Ugin. So I can put this into play, or I can do this and duress them. I think I'd rather duress them. Yeah, I should have been more specific. We technically hit a Teferi. Just not the one I wanted for Christmas. We might be dead. Maybe.
My schemes have been foiled. Let your weak minds crumble.
I think if our emergency powers had been real magic cards there, we probably would have been okay. But they were memes instead of real magic cards, so we're probably dead.
I'm known for my excellent timing. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Yeah, I think that's just treading water, though, Halfwing.
Conceivable. My intellect.
I think I needed a high roll for that to work.
Here we go.
Alright, I mean... If they don't draw another 4-mana Nick, we're not in a terrible spot. So I can veto their next play, and this kills this. Teferi does protect the district.
Defiance is infuriating. I outsmarted you eons ago.
Them's the beat sometimes. We could high roll another emergency powers here. And like hitting Ugin. If we high roll emergency into Ugin, we could be okay. But that's like the only line at this point. I guess Mortify keeps us in it. Huh? That was the second best draw in our deck. We have exactly enough lands to kill this, kill Nick. He who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Can we pour one out for Mobilized District, the real MVP of the deck? Should we put a second district in here? I feel like we should put a second district in here. I have passed the trials of Twitch chat, my liege, and I am ready to ascend. Thanks for keeping me around, Mr. Photon. Have a sword to go with your shield.
Good health is easy to find.
I'm gonna cut a spell for Mobilized District. We're dead here because it's Liliana, but District was definitely worth its weight in gold. Pour one out for the true buddy land. That's great. Hey, the Stinger, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one. I need a cut. Meh. Jin XD, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Cut up powers. Listen, if I was looking to play an optimal Esper deck list, we would cut powers. I want to take away someone's hand at least one time, okay? That's the goal. The goal is to try and do the thing. The goal is to try and do the thing. I cut an Azcanta. This hand is lacking a second blue source, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It's funny, we actually have one more blue source than other colors of mana in this deck. There's 17 blue and there's only 16 black and 16 white. Is the Sultai flash deck you referred to as really fun on the stream deck or your website? It's in the deck queue on my website and it should be on my stream decker page as well. We're going to play it at some point. It is in the deck queue. We might not get to it today because it's like 7 down. We'll see how long I'm going to run for today. Probably just want to kill this on sight. Now that I'm in danger of missing a land drop, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce this.
I've got time. This might be a bad idea.
What is more fitting than missing your 4th land drop after you add the 27th land to your deck? Like, really, nothing quite says Magic the Gathering like, let's play a 27th land, immediately miss your 4th land drop. True. A true skill game we play.
I've got it.
I did. No Seraph probably makes sense in a world of mono red and other things. Probably want to take this Sorin, huh? Otherwise he's gonna get some friends.
Nothing.
They can't even despark this turn because of Baby Tef.
Don't worry.
Baby Tef do Baby Tef do Baby Tef do Daddy Tef do Daddy Tef do Daddy Tef do. To all the parents out there, I'm not sorry. I have a question about mana math. If you have 4 ops in your deck, Carson says you only need 14 blue sources. Also, if you want to cast Narset, it needs 18. Does that mean you can be greedy on 1 blue source with 4 ops? I don't know what that means, Persip. I'm not sure I understand your question fully. You're just prepping me for my kid shows. It's all good, right?
I know, Myra's. Hurry!
Hurry! All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, so if we draw a land next turn, we can play this and this, right? And do it all at once. At least get to do the thing. Sure. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why calculating mana math is so complicated, Persip, because effects that let you see more cards like Opt and Explore cause you to need to adjust the amount of mana sources you're actually playing. All right, perfect. So we do this.
No time for a break.
So on my opponent's draw step, we're gonna empty their hand.
I've got
So like they were probably losing anyways. Please don't concede before I do it. Please don't concede before I do it. For the love of the memes, don't concede, opponent. All right, so they've already drawn their 1 card for the turn. So their hand goes away and I get 7 cards. Was it good for you? It was good for me. Red-da-da! This matchup's always a little bit awkward because, like, they have creatures, but they also have some more controlling elements to it. So it's like, how much removal do I want to leave in? I don't just want to get, like, run over by, you know, Thief of Sanity and Hero. Maybe I actually don't want all of these. I just want to keep some of my cheap removal in. So that way I have plenty on the draw. Because, like, this on the draw against Hero is worse than these a lot of the time. So I'd rather just kill it on sight. Alright. I don't think I want Duress in this matchup. I think they have too much creature density. They actually can't counter it, Chris, because Teferi's got a static ability too. So, no, you don't have to worry about them countering your draw step Thought Erasure because Teferi is that messed up. This card is more than good. Great. Tyrant, Scorn, full art when. Watsy, please. Watsy, please. I think I just Thought Erasure them here. Because, like, the problem is, if I, like, kill this and they untap and play Thief, I'm just, like, up a creek without a paddle. Yeah, I think Dovin's a fine card. I just really hate losing to Wilderness Reclamation, so you better believe I'm playing all the 3 mana Teferis I can. I think the London Mulligan is better than the current Mulligan rule. I don't know. Do I like mulliganing to Oblivion and dying because the current Mulligan rule is high variance? Nah, probably not. The only people that like the old Mulligan rule better than the London Mulligan rule are people who enjoy high variance magic. They're crazy.
Let's tidy up in there.
Is Cruelty better than Mortify? They showed us Sorin last game. They might have some enchantments though, right? They could just be afraid of change. You're not wrong. There's definitely a lot of people out there that are afraid of change.
Thing to waste.
Scale of 1 to dead. What am I at here? The good news is if they just have like a handful of answers, we could just like draw planeswalkers and generate card advantage here. Like we have like Narset or Tef of our own.
This isn't a fight you can win.
I agree, Captain Buckles. And for what it's worth, from a game design perspective, I think cards like Thought Erasure and Thoughtseize are bad game design that should be used sparingly. In my opinion, cards that qualify as good game design are cards that encourage both players to be able to make decisions, and discard spells don't do that. Discard spells explicitly take decisions away from one of the two players involved in the game. That's different from things like removal and counter spells, where both players get to make meaningful choices. Yeah, Duress is at least somewhat limited. I'm gonna take one more draw step at an Ugin here, but if they get to untap with Hero of Dominaria, I'm gonna concede. I agree, Pelly. The lack of resource cards in champions though in your deck makes Mind Rot style discard a little bit better. Yeah, I think effects like Mind Rot are good game design. Again, in my opinion, a good game design is things that let both players make decisions. So this card actually, I think this is a well-designed discard spell. If you've never seen the card Blackmail before, that would be my poster child for this is a discard spell that Jeff Hoagland thinks is designed well. Because Blackmail is a card where they get to make a decision on what they're picking, but you, as the person getting discard spelled, also get to make a decision. Like, the card Davriel, for instance, is a good game design in my opinion because it gives me the choice of what to discard. So they're taking an action and I'm also making a decision with my game action. I don't really have a preferred Esper list, no. No, probably not, Chewy. An effect like Divest that's only taking creature cards, generally speaking, you'd rather just have removal. You'd rather just be able to kill the creature once they're already in play. I mean, you probably have plenty of uncommon wild cards, Pike. Hope you weren't too attached to those spells. I'm just taking the Veto here so that way I can Thought Erasure their other spell next turn. And I'm leaving them the Thief of Sanity because I've got a removal spell for it. It might be greedy keeping both of these walkers, but I need my bombs. So if we run off a couple of lands here in a row, we could be okay. I think I just want to play Teferi and tuck the Thief in here. I want to both use all of my mana this turn and get my bomb out of my hand so it's not exposed to a Thought Erasure or a Duress. Nice, Ozzy. Congrats. My 4 and 5-year-old slept until 7 a.m. this morning, which was weird for them. I woke up at 6:30 and I was like, where are the kids? How did the weekend stream go? It went all right. We kind of got beat up in terms of the decks that we played on stream. But the audience was good. Had good numbers. Is she okay? Yeah, right? Like, I was like when I woke up at 6:30, I went downstairs right away. I was like, I hope they're still breathing. And they were. I was like, it's so weird. Like, what? This is not like them. And we got to do the thing at least once. Believe it or not, I think jamming emergency powers into this deck is probably win more. That being said, the way this is playing out and the way Mobilized District feels, I don't think where this format is at, playing 4 Narset in the main deck of Esper is necessarily bad. This more Planeswalker-focused Esper control actually seems pretty reasonable. We're going to play one more match here with the emergency powers, but I think in the wrap-up segment, I'm going to take a look at what I think I would replace the emergency powers with to play this as a normal Esper list without a cheeky combo in it. This card's just really good in the format, and Ugin's just great as well, honestly. Lazy Man, checking in with that Twitch Prime. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. Vinemare. I have a Wrath. I think I just take the Vinemare anyways. Flying, Vigilance, Lifelink. That's not very good against our Doomblade deck. You know, I'm actually going to keep that and just, like, play it and unsummon something next turn. Your MTG content's been awesome. I literally just set up my Twitch Prime for the first time to sub you. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that, Lazy Man. Those Prime subs quite literally keep me employed, so welcome. Just gonna bounce the Curl Harpooner. I'm like, and this is one of the reasons why this Teferi is so good too. He's just like, you know, if he's bounce your thing, draw a card, gain a point of life or two, that's still like a good exchange.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, I agree, Pokemon Nerd. Feels good pretty much everywhere. Everybody wave goodbye to our friends. And you know, someone else asked me while we were playing this, what's my preferred version of Esper Control? When we finish this up, this will be it. I definitely think having a bunch of ways to close the game out sounds great, and I'll probably put this up on my website tonight. That's actually pretty annoying. What happened to the Black-White Angels list on my website the other day? Reno, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. We played the Black-White Angels list is basically the answer, and it was just not good. I don't think Black-White Angels is an archetype that will be competitive in Standard while Wilderness Reclamation exists as a deck. So I took the page down because I didn't want it to be a deck that I'm recommending. The decks that you find on my website are decks that I've played that I feel are competitive. And I don't feel like Black-White Angels is currently competitive. Do I just start pumping out? I guess they do this. So if I play this and pump out a 2-2, they'll jump their thing and hit me. So I think the line is just dig for Kaya's Wrath here. Oh! This gives Vigilance. This is funny with Paradise Druid. Okay, because this keeps Hexproof. That's what they're doing. I've already burned one Kaya's Wrath here, though, so we might actually be in trouble to this second Vinemare. I only have 3 Kaya's Wraths in my main.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Yeah, they're basically playing standard Bogles. It's like anything not Kaya's Wrath or Teferi is getting ditched here. Is it, though? Is it? Alright, so do I do this now or in their draw step? I probably do it in their draw step, right? And we're still dead. We did the thing once again. That's fine. We get 2 looks with this. We get 4 looks with this. We might be okay. I think they're trying to figure out what happened. We've got 2 turns, right? Oh, it also puts the third Wrath back into our deck, right? Which is sweet.
Keep an open mind.
Hey, look, a distraction.
I won't hide from the world any longer. No time for a break.
No time for a break. Ooh! Ooh! This beats Vinemare. Man, this card is great. This card is Awesome. That's fantastic.
It's only a matter of
wait a
time.
moment.
Hey, look, it's a planeswalker.
You show remorse. That's more like it.
Gosh, creature lands and ways to win the game. This ain't your daddy's Esper control deck, chat. This one's doing sweet stuff. Is Thought Erasure one of the best 2-drops in the current metagame? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, next turn we get to draw step Thought Erasure. And the crowd goes wild!
This might be a bad idea.
It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. When Teferi's better than just emergency powering them. I would solidly like to pour one out for emergency powers though. It did claw our way back into that game. Edict sounds great. Despark, Mortify, Kaya's Wrath. At least one powers is coming out here. Craving doesn't kill a ton. Mortify kills their enchantments. Do we think they have planeswalkers? Do we think they have planeswalkers in their deck? You fully stood up to the new challenge of making Standard a sweet ride once again. Congrats to you. Thanks for being here, Troll. And Celeborn, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back. They might have some planeswalkers. I need to cut something here, though. I think I'm going to trim these. I think I can just outcard them if they have planeswalkers. Like, I have a lot of walkers. Yeah, I am going to try a couple copies of Doom Whisperer today. Awkward. I think I have to mulligan this. This hand needs both. Like, the 2 spells are good, but, like, this hand probably needs to draw more spells, and it needs a white source. This hand's much better if it draws a blue. What match is this for this one? This is the last match with this deck. We roll along to Green-Black Citadel. Correct, but Kaya's Wrath needs two white to be cast. So that hand needed an additional white source to be functional. And I'm going to bin this because I still need another blue source. I don't know what that means, Shuffler Truther. What's my record with this deck? I don't recall. I guess this land let me guaranteed cast this, which is something I was kind of banking on. Yeah, what do you mean by quality of life? Like, usually quality of life describes a specific thing. I know what QOL means, but what's the context of what you mean, what you're saying? Yeah, I should have kept that land. Thank goodness this is a no justice stream. Whew. Man, streams where people get punished for misplays must really suck.
Hurry!
Well, if I would have been the Teferi, we would have hit this. So if they have another Branchwood armor, I'm dead. Tilt. Is healthy. So what is, again, so like, that's why, so now like, I have to ask you to describe again, Ozzy, what is your definition of healthy? What does healthy mean to you? Because what you think is healthy in a metagame, I don't think is healthy and vice versa. So I need you to describe the word. Tom Tracy, the 38 months, welcome back, and thanks for keeping me around. I think my decision to keep Teferi there is fine. There's like no guarantee that there's... Oh, I guess actually we wouldn't have hit the Wrath, right? Because the Teferi drew... No, he drew the Wrath for the Church. Or was that Teferi? I don't remember. I think it's right to keep the Teferi there. I definitely should have kept the other land earlier, but I definitely like keeping the Teferi when I did. They have to have like exactly a second copy of their best, one of their better cards there. Sure. See, I don't think you can, Dalen. I think there are definitions of healthy for which Wilderness Reclamation is a reasonable card to have in the format. There's plenty of people that would their only definition of healthy has to do with metagame shares of the deck and not the quality of the gameplay that those decks produce. They actually do sheet music, Erdia. If you do a Google search for their, of their what's it called? Like their for their website, they do sell it there. I disagree as well, but I'm just pointing out that like these are things that could define healthy versus not. I think I'm just gonna Tyrant Scorn here. Just kill the Steel Leaf Champion. I also believe there's definitions of this format is healthy, but the quality of gameplay that Wilderness Reclamation generates is bad. I think that those things can both be true. They have, like, give their creature indestructible here. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Love it. Their deck is sweet. They have another one of those. We're dead. So here's hoping. Bye, friends. Nice, Machu. Yeah, they're great stuff. All right. Dear opponent, this is why enchant creatures are sad.
Your past is unwritten.
We play Bogles and Standard. We can play whatever you want. All of the decks on this stream are viewer powered deck lists. The other thing that's worth noting when you talk about metagames is we don't really know what the arena metagame looks like. Popcorn, thanks for the 3-month resub. We don't have a good data source like we have in games like existing games like Hearthstone. And just the small amount, thank you, I bumped my camera. The small amount that I play on stream here isn't enough data to really make bold predictions about what exists and what doesn't. What are Bogles? So Bogles are what we tend to refer to hexproof creatures as in Magic the Gathering, to pay homage to the card Slippery Bogle. So I get a lot of looks at that one. I forgot I boarded that in. Bye, Felicia. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. So, like, I wanted to draw a card with that, but at the same time, I, like, ain't even mad that I don't have to draw those 4 lands next for the next few turns, so.
Secrets manifest before you.
Is there a guide somewhere that provides how many copies of a card you want to include in deck? I feel like my deck currently is certainly rendered not to run 4 copies of card. If you want to draw a card every game, you should play 4 copies of it. If you don't want to draw a card if there's a card in your deck that you don't want to draw every game, you should play less than 4 copies of it. That's the TLDR, basically.
I have just the trick for this.
The fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
Hold that thought.
Hold that thought. Whee! How you doing? Yeah, 7 mana, opponent discards a card, we draw 7. It's like, not bad, not JPG. You know, honestly, so I don't think the emergency powers are by any means optimal, but a cheeky one in the sideboard is probably where I might keep that. I think 4 main deck Narset is awesome right now, and I think there are some matchups where, like, boarding in a copy of this card is probably great. All right, so what would I do to this deck if I wasn't worried about doing cheeky emergency powers things? I think I'd cut all 3 of those, and I'd add a Teferi. I'd move the last Kaya's Wrath from the sideboard to the main deck, and I'd put the second Search for Azcanta back in. Yeah, it sounds fine versus Nexus. I think I actually really liked what this build was doing. Oh, I put in a 4th one of the wrong. Wait. Did I already have 4 of this? I might have already had 4 of this. I added a second district earlier. I don't know that I want 4-time Ravelers. I guess I could put like a counterspell in the main deck. I don't hate that. I think 4 of these is maybe too many. It also might not be. Like, this card's really good. Maybe it's not. Maybe you just play 4 of all these things. Oh, I didn't put the 4th Wrath in. I clicked the wrong one. That's what happened. That's what it is. I think I'm gonna put this iteration of Esper on my website. I really liked what this was doing, and notably just like Mobilized District, like punched the clock and went to work so many times in the matches that we played. It was really, really impressive. And we had multiple games where we like got 4 Planeswalkers into play, and this was actually just 0 mana to activate and was completely and totally absurd. Hey, Testafella, thank you for the $30 tip. Can we bump the Sultai Flash deck to be the next deck? I'll allow that since we were going to play it today anyways. That, and I love the Sultai Flash deck. Thanks for the support. Let's play some Sultai Flash. If this deck has a good run, it's going up on my website too, because I like the Sultai Flash one. How many sources don't make whiter? So here, I wanna wrap up on this. This is something that I have to say a lot, because a lot of people are gonna ask this question. So someone in chat just said, how many non-white, non-black sources can you play before this card becomes hard to cast? That's not the question you need to ask when building mana bases. Being able to cast this card is not about how many white and black sources you don't have. It's about how many white and black sources you do have. So the reason why I am able to fit Mobilized District into this mana base is because I'm playing 27 lands. I have all 24 duels in this deck. I have 16 white sources and 16 black sources. So in order to fit these mobilized districts in, I've cut spells to play extra lands. Because this is basically a spell. It's just a spell that happens to cast these on occasion. Yeah, I'll throw it up on Stream Decker now. I'm just gonna call it Esper Narset rather than Narset Powers. All right, Sultai Flash.